Hi, Scott Orland with Cinema Magazine. The new film coming your way is called Pixie, and I'm here with the star of the movie, Olivia Cooke. Olivia, Me and Earl and the Dying Girl, Bates Motel, Ready Player One, Sound of Metal, and now Pixie. The common thread is you starred in each, and the common thread for me, I would have never known that was the same actor. So I guess that's a compliment. The fluidity of your career, and every time I don't realize it's the same person.
Oh, great. Good. That means I'm doing something right, I hope.
No, but that's great. But the movie is so original and fresh. It took this gangster thriller genre and twisted it around. And if I had to say, if there's a moral to the movie, it's never underestimate the power of a woman.
Yeah, if there's a moral to life, don't underestimate the power of a woman. Yeah, and I think I just love that, usually this genre is dedicated to men, but I mean there is only just one female character really in this film, so we could have done with a few more, but it was fun to be the center of that and to lead everyone on a wild goose chase.
But just kind of taking that for a little bit, do you think that you've been underestimated in maybe how the business or outside people view you?
um Maybe, but I don't think I really thought about it that much. I think I do a lot of underestimating myself, so then probably don't take into account other people's view of me in that regard. Probably just feel like they hate me. Maybe that's another underestimation.
When we look at some of the other cinematic attempts at kind of the gangster movie, there's a lot of violence and we see a lot of gore. This kind of stylized it. While there are little bits that kind of happen, it doesn't get excessive at all.
No, it's more, it borders the line of camp, which I love, and everything's done with a bit of a wink, and it's quite tongue in cheek as well. And so, we're not really, you don't really see bodies being brutalized.
And I love that it was almost like the Three Musketeers, you, Ben, and Daryl, kind of were on this road adventure. How was the bonding experience? Because the chemistry was so eclectic between the three of you.
Oh, it was so fun. I mean, it was pretty instant straight away, which is lovely. We didn't have to do some, team building exercises. Um, and the fun of the set and the script was really infectious. And so, I mean, we just took Belfast by storm a little bit. You know, that rapport really continued on after work and saw us through for the 2 months.
I must say that sometimes there was a particular sequence which I'm going to allude to that in a lot of movies there are film sexual fantasy sequences kind of geared for men, or at least that kind of feed into their fantasy of what they want. And you guys took that, twisted it around a little bit because it's really the female fantasy perspective. It's like, okay, guys, equal time. How
Yeah.
much fun was that moment to create? And was there spontaneity in it?
No spontaneity in it. I mean, I loved reading that scene because it reminded me, it was a big old nod to E2 Mama Tambien. And I think Pixie is so curious about these two guys and their relationship, and they're so close. And she just takes it to the extreme and just lets that kiss linger, which for me, watching it, I was just like, this is fantastic, you know, because I was in control because I had the next line and then they had to stop kissing. So I just sat waiting.
I'm fascinated too because actors have different skill sets in movies. And in this, she kind of has an art background, and that's kind of where she wants to explore. What is your own relationship to your artistic ability?
It's not that great. I think back in school around year nine, so like, 14, I think I could have gone down that path because I was not I was of course quite good at it, but then just never thought, I mean, like acting, that it'd be like a viable route to go down. And so I've just never honed that skill, but that's something that I would love to um, develop more if I could, maybe just take some art classes or photography classes or something like that.
And Pixie has a kind of a wish fulfillment that she wants to go to San Francisco, not only for her art, but to kind of reinvent, start a new life. You grew up in Manchester. Was there ever a city, a place that you wanted to go to that you thought would be a good reinvention or a good second chance for you?
Yeah, I mean, London and New York, and thankfully I've done that. I moved to New York when I was 21 and lived there for 4 years, and then early last year I moved to London, and so yeah, it is, and the vibes and the energy of the cities are so different as well, and so seeing how you fit within that is really interesting at different stages of your life, and so I don't know, who knows where I'm going to be in the next 4 years.
Hopefully not still in quarantine.
Can you imagine?
Please God, please God. No, no, no.
Not in this little Zoom box.
What I loved about Pixie is her level of self-confidence. And even though we all have our insecurities and foibles, that at the end of the day, she believed in herself. And even though there's even the familial and other people were kind of trying to pressure her and put her down, I thought that's such a great impression that for other people to go when they see this movie, especially for young girls. It's like, be in control of yourself. At what point in your life did you feel you were in control of yourself, that you had the right voice to speak?
I think it's only really happened in the last few years as I kind of got into my mid-20s. I think then I really found an ownership and an autonomy, whereas before, I think I kind of went with the flow a little bit more and just thought, oh, well, you know, maybe I'll try that. Or you know better than I do, and kind of ignored my gut. Whereas, you know, when you're a kid, you're so astute to your gut and how something makes you feel. And I think you sort of forget that along the way. And I'm trying to reconnect with that a little bit more now.
And you were talking about your youth. You did something in your late teens where you were part of a music video with the group One Direction. Did it give you any street cred? I mean, amongst your peers and other people, was that some type of armor that you got to wear because you were in that?
No, I mean, they weren't successful yet. I think they hadn't released anything. So no one really knew who they were.
Wow, but you were there at the beginning, at the very beginning. Now look at Harry Styles.
Hardly.
So just as a last question for you, I mean, obviously at the very beginning, I read off this eclectic array of incredible different performances that you've had. How exciting is the future for you? Because it just seems like that nobody can pigeonhole you. There's so many myriad of opportunities. Are you seeing that with the scripts that you're getting?
I mean, yeah, I mean, I guess so, but I also think that I never really want to repeat myself. I find it really boring. And I'm always trying to challenge myself and pick roles that I haven't done before and challenge myself with different accents and hopefully work with really interesting, dynamic, imaginative directors and learn new things in the process. So I think this job is so fun when you get the opportunity to do that and try and live as many lives as possible within your own one life, that I'm a bit of a magpie for that.
Well, I just thank you for, as an audience member, being able to experience all these different characters you're creating. It's enthralling and it's terrific. Thank you so much, Olivia Cooke. The movie is called Pixie, and this is Scott. Till next time.